Ken, one of your claims to fame that I think is really interesting is you were a CIO of all the different operating companies at FedEx, the only person on the planet who has done that. And so you've got a pretty unique lens on the CIO space. So give us a little context. Give us a sense of the state of the state when it comes to the CIO, the demands being placed on IT overall today.
Well, Dan, let me first start as Mr. Obvious. The Mr. Obvious part is the speed of change is faster than ever. But, I would also argue that that's nothing new. The speed of change has been accelerating for all of human history, right? So what's really significant today, what's important is the multiplier effect, that it's really the speed and the scale of change that's affecting all business and technology leaders today. The incredible scale of today's changes, they create this leapfrog opportunity, this effect, but it's really resulted in CIOs and technology organizations being kind of under siege from the accelerated urgency, the higher demands, and just a different level of expectations. It's a good problem to have, but it's still a challenge. So, there's many reasons for this, these accelerated expectations and these different levels of challenges and being under siege. But and they're all talked about in the industry, but I would say there's two that I think are pretty important that I just feel like aren't talked about enough. And first is accelerating or moving faster to the opportunities of the future. It's often constrained a lot more than people realize. And that's due to multiple things. But one significant thing now is, many organizations are still tethered to the past. Everyone talks about their new modern technologies, the modern architected stacks we all have, and how awesome that is. And they're super important. But rarely do you hear people mention, oh yeah, we also have to deal with 1, 2, or 3 generations of legacy technology, and they happen to still be important. And so, that's okay. I don't think that has to be some hidden secret. But the important part of that is, do these unaddressed legacy technologies, as important as they are, do they impede our ability as technologists or as enterprises to move to the capabilities of the future with the speed and scale required today? And I would use AI as an example, right? It's nothing new, but the accelerated pace and the scale of the advancements now make it incredibly opportunistic to aggressively move to a more AI-powered business. But many companies can't move at the pace they want because they're tethered to those complex legacy technologies. And, even an example is, is your data organized and labeled? Simple things like that, but they are creating a tethering effect. The second one is, technology's really, and this is a little bit controversial, Dan. Technology's really become everyone's job. Enterprise technology is arguably the youngest of the business disciplines, right? I grew up in an IT household. My father was in management at IBM for 36 years. But it really wasn't until the late 80s, the 1990s, the technology moved from that niche, what was called in the early days, data processing, et cetera, to become true enterprise technology. And enterprise technology, as defined, is at the heart of running every business, right? And that's one of the reasons of legacy tethering is important. But really, that whole idea that it's so important today, and every business leader has to be involved in technology, and business have to be faster, that's really created this unanticipated momentum towards a recognition that everybody's a technology leader, whether you came at this as a capital T technologist or a small t technologist. And that massive wave of change and what it takes to lead and be successful today is new. I think that's the second big point. All I would close with is, to me, this all results in a recognition to be successful today, leaders, teams, enterprises, they just have to be more adaptive and not be adaptive just for the sake of improved leadership, but really to be adaptive in order to execute at a different speed and scale that's required today.